Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Age of Empires 2 Let's Play, let's play. Anyway, let's get back to it, shall we? This was my first match after a very long time of not playing, so I decided to put everything back to mediocre instead. I'm playing as a Chinese. I think it's about time that I start concentrating on learning how to play a single race rather than all races. I think this would help my game a lot, so that's what I'm doing. I'm playing as a Chinese. And yeah, we're getting this game underway. Now my opponent is the Franks. I don't know this yet, but I'm going to find out very shortly. I did accelerate the footage 2 times, so we have chipmunks again. I think 20 minutes is a nice length for a video, so that's what I'm sticking to right now. I kind of like the way I started off, but after all, there was this point where I got a bit sloppy, which is usually about Castle Age. No exception here, so I think I need a bit more practice before I'm actually really good at this. But yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to continue with my Age of Empires 2 videos. In general, I am going to continue doing them, but I'm not sure I'm going to keep doing several a week or something like this. I would also feel they're not actually doing that well on my channel, so not sure if there's a lot of interest for this. If you do actually like this a lot, then please let me know in the comment sections. There's not a lot of people watching me, period, so if you have any suggestions or anything of the sorts, just let me know. I mean, there's not a lot of people commenting on this, so there's a very high chance they'll actually do what you ask. But yeah, as I mentioned, I'm playing this as the Chinese, and yeah, I think I'm going to try and get a relatively quick castle time, but I am going to build a little bit of feudal army. I'm not really sure if I can put some pressure on the enemy early on, but I'm going to try. The Franks, however, they're are people well known in Age of Empires 2 to go for their quick castle times because they have very powerful knights. So I suppose I should not be too surprised when I see my opponent going for a fast castle time as well. He'll actually beat me if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I do get a very nice advantage over him early on. And he never really gets started either, which is surprising, because yeah, I mean, I do remember these medium opponents that they at the end not really gave me that much issues, but this was really easy, so I'm not really sure what to make of this. Anyway, building my my economy up right now. Well, now that I have some time, I can probably speak a bit about why I've been gone for this long. Why I've uploaded so poorly over the last couple of weeks. I have mentioned in a few episodes before that I've had a real busy real life. But I've also mentioned in one of my on my channel that I've actually been making my or writing my master thesis, where I've been working on for the last year or so. I study chemistry, so I've worked a long time in the lab to synthesize all kinds of compounds, and it's that time that I've yeah, at one point in time you need to write a large report about this, of course, this is normal. But yeah, unfortunately, this took a lot more time than I initially expected, so the last couple of weeks I really had to hunker down to get everything done in time for the deadline. But now this is done, I still need to give a presentation, a talk to the group where I did my research, and I also have to write a literature thesis, so that's something I also still have to do. Well, no, so in short, it's going to be a while before I get back to the full-on uploading of videos, but you can definitely start expecting some more videos again now that I've got my master thesis itself done. I have some pre-recorded Age of Wonders videos. I have a few of them. Still have to record the audio of one of them because I'm an idiot and I forgot to turn on my microphone when I recorded the final episode. But this kind of stuff you'll just have to humor me with. This whole YouTube thing is actually not something I've already done a lot, so expect some mistakes here and there. Here I'm scouting on my enemy. I have found out now that I'm facing the Franks. The Chinese I find a bit of an odd people. I've noticed that people that play this really well tend to go for a fast castle timing and then build knights. But the race itself has a lot of benefits from archers instead. So rather than going by what they do online, I'm going to try and go about it by my own. Yeah, no, do this by intuition and how I feel like it should be done. It's probably not the right way to do it, but I always think I learn more from doing it this way, and also I find it a great deal more enjoying trying to figure out stuff on my own. Do have still have to work a little bit about anticipating my movements and my decisions in game, because I knew I was going to go for archers. I wanted a little feudal army, and well, if you have an archery or a lot of strong archery in your civilization, then why not build archers? But I started my gold way too late. But aside of that, apart from that, I think my economy was actually relatively well balanced. So yeah, I'll have to think a bit about this. How to improve this at a later date for the next game. Not sure if I'm going to put it too hard just yet. Might do this, but I want to have a little bit of a look if I can handle this medium opponent still. Maybe I'll just do that off screen, so maybe you won't see another game of me against a medium opponent, rather a hard one. Probably lose that, but oh well, who cares. Anyway, feudal age is on the way. I'm building my my units now quite quickly. I have a small army of archers, and yeah, we're definitely growing now. So I should probably be using these archers now to attack. I know they're the Franks, and they probably don't have an army at this point. You actually do see me sending these guys out, but for some reason I decided not to attack with them. This is unfortunate, because later on I'll find out that yes, indeed, he's gone for a fast castle, so he does not have any army. I could have hurt him so bad, but I didn't, which is really silly. There we go. Just not quite can... Yeah, there we go. Castle Age is researched. I think my opponent actually already is in Castle Age, so that's unfortunate. I do put down some stables so I can build some knights of my own. I don't trust my pikemen to be able to do this for me, so yeah, need something more formidable than the pikemen. These cavalry will just walk around and cause all kind of havoc. So yeah, I'm making some knights of my own. I did just check to see if he already had knights, which he did. Meaning my archers are currently not very useful, so I'm not sending them out to attack. I do spot this cavalry making its way into near my town center. Now I did anticipate this, so everything was in my town center, and sure enough, here it dies. Send him back to work, and here we go. Lost nothing. He lost one cavalry unit. Yeah, okay. I suppose I did lose a little bit of farming time, which was annoying, but we will survive. Gold is currently my issue anyway, and getting housed. This is something that once again became a very big problem. It's not like I was actually good at this when I was, you know, still uploading this at a regular basis, but right now it's bad. Constantly getting housed. Out of food. This was also something I noticed. For some reason I needed a lot more food than I'm used to. Maybe it's because I'm producing units already this heavily at this point in the game, but yeah, this slowed me down a little, I think. Get to work on my second town center. Could have gotten those down faster, but also I'm not getting any stone yet, so my second town center will take a while before I get it. And now that I've actually looking at this afterwards, I should probably have gotten a lot more stone earlier, because the Shukunus, which is the unique unit of the Chinese, are of course made in the castle, which are great archery units. But yeah, if you want archery units from your castle, you're definitely going to need a castle, and I'm only now starting to take stone. That's just way too late. It's that simple. I should have done this earlier. Okay. Here we go, building knights. still short on food, so I'm trying desperately to get more farms going, but yeah, this will be a continuous issue for me throughout this playthrough. It's either gold or food. At least I finally got my wood figured out, so that's something. Actually, not really. It's still a bit too much wood at the later stages of the game, but yeah, I kind of feel like you having a bit of an excess of wood is nice, because late game you have a lot of stuff that needs your attention, and yeah, optimizing this wood cutting is not really something you want to be worrying about at that point. So having a bit of an excess in wood production is not a bad thing, I feel like. A bit of wood in the bank can also give you some flexibility when you need to build some production facilities. So it's all good stuff, I suppose. I'm starting to try and learn myself some habits, like hotkeying my production buildings on all on the one hotkey, so that I can set my rally point real quickly. Right now I've not done this yet, so this is something that still needs to do. But yeah, this is still a bit sloppy of me. I usually then hotkey everything at one point, and then later on I don't do it anymore. Then when I start set my waypoint somewhere. Did I say hotkey earlier? That was wrong. Okay, so when what I'm doing right now, or what I'm trying to teach myself, is every military production facility. I got this on the, for instance, number 1 would be my military production facilities. And then I would, when I advance, I'd set my waypoint forward. So, for instance, I have 3 barracks and 2 archery ranges and a castle, whatever. They're all under this. I click 1. I've got all these production facilities, and I just set my waypoint just outside of his base, where my army is at that point. That way, I'll have my reinforcements very, very close when I'm attacking, and this would be nice. Of course, you could just cycle through it with the hotkeys, for instance Ctrl B for your barracks, then just press Ctrl B a couple of times, click some new units, and then click the waypoint as well. But I found in the past that then sometimes these waypoints get screwed up, and some units are not going to the spot they're supposed to go. And I mean, this is also because I'm not quick enough. My micro is just not good enough. But this is also in part because, yeah, it's a lot to, it's taking a lot more time than it should. So I feel like this hotkeying everything under one key is something that would be beneficial for me. But then I do need to remember to actually, you know, include them in my hotkey, in this hotkey, and not just build 3 more barracks and then start building from these barracks and assume that this hotkey can get me you know, do what I needed to do. So that's something that still needs to improve. You did see me just now attacking the opponent. It's not really something that's going to kill it. Initially I thought that I had enough time to build a few rams, send them over, but yeah, as a chance would have it, as it turned out, my army was dead by the time I could send my guys over there. Probably not the best way to do it, but yeah, I'm also not very good at estimating when I should be pulling back my army. Perhaps the second that castle was done, I should have shifted my focus. But well, what's done is done. I do feel like I'm in a good position right now. I mean, I did lose my army just now, but I did already build some more on the back of this. I have my 3 town centers. They're building villages. I'm building shukanus. I'm building all the things. Building a market right now. This way I can sell some of my excess wood and get the gold I need for the Imperial Age. I think this will push me through the enemy lines and will actually win me the battle. That's my thinking at this point in time anyway. Might not have been the best idea looking back at it. My opponent just broke my army. I don't have a lot of army myself. I should be focusing on getting my army back and preparing myself for a potential counterattack, but that's not what I decided to do. You know, because of reasons. I'm getting upgrades and building archers. Well, the archers is a good idea, but the getting upgrades, not necessarily. And there we go, Imperial Age. Well, as it turns out, this is a medium opponent, and I don't get punished for my foolishness trying to upgrade stuff whilst I don't have any army. Well, it's not like I have no army, so I suppose it's not a completely disastrous idea, but yeah. In general, I feel like when your army gets crushed, or gets defeated, or you let it die, or whatever, you need to make sure you have a very formidable army ready. Because in general, this is also what you should do as a player. If you're able to break the attack of your opponent, send a counterattack. In general, this is the best thing to do. At least if you have the army to do it at that point. I mean, you don't need to have a massive army, you don't need to prepare like a 200 population worth of army just to send this attack, but yeah, if you have like 10 knights and a few archers and you crush his army, it's definitely worth trying to harass with it. I suppose it's also very situational, so you can't really say that 100%, but for some reason he's sending his villagers to me. Perhaps it's because I did notice there's very little gold on this map. But yeah, I was able to cope quite well, I feel like. But yeah, I don't think my opponent was as lucky, so this is also one of the reasons I feel like I should be trying one other match at mediocre, just to see if I've reached that level I reached before I started taking on these hard opponents. I definitely have not reached that point, by the way, but close enough that I can give it another try is, I suppose, what I'm trying to say here. Always looks like I'm very, very fast and good at this game. When you accelerate it, you can just see me shoot through all these windows. But trust me, when you're playing at this at real time, perhaps you could see this in the game me and Tom played. This is going to happen again, by the way, but more on that. I'll tell a bit more about that later. But yeah, it's a lot less awesome in normal speed than in this accelerated. Okay, there we go, there goes the ram. We're very close to winning this at this point in time. Victory is almost ours, you might say. Well, you know, knights is not a bad idea to build against the Shukunus, but when they have that many, I don't think there's really a point at trickling in knights for him at this point. Also, the technology advantage I've got is also becoming quite damning for him. I don't think he can recover at this point. I've got too much to fight him. These archers can just shoot everything that even comes close. Shukunus fire this hail of arrows, it's amazing. They have an enormous amount of burst damage. Just all round good DPM. But yeah, you can see that my front line, my infantry, my cavalry is dying off quite quickly. I also didn't really invest a lot in protecting them, I think, in my upgrades. So I suppose that would be a reason. But yeah, with its battering rams and the Shukunus to back them up, I also got a fair bit of skirmishers, which have very nice range. They might not do that much damage, but the range is nice, and I've upgraded my archers anyway, so why not build them? I do start building a few stables. I want to get some more infantry out there. That's the only thing that can really hurt me at this point. But yeah, to be honest, we've won. Okay, you should surrender now very shortly. I would like to thank you guys for watching. And yes, expect more Age of Empires. I'm going to play some more matches with TomTom Science. He'll probably upload his point of view as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you next time.